Hello and welcome to the Freedom Life School podcast. Today's episode is going to be about creating happiness in your life. Before anything, I just want to let you know that I am creating a course which is going to be free to the people who can help me out. Now, what I need you to do, if I can spit it out, is if you can go to freedomlifeschool.com/free, then dash, then live, then dash workshop, and on it you'll see like a bit of text, a question box. On it, I just need to ask you if you can fill out your number one question about finding happiness and fulfillment. So what is your number one question? How to find happiness and fulfillment. All you've got to do is put your name in the box so I know who you are, so I can reply to you once the course is finished. Because once the course is finished, I am going to be, whoever helps me out will get the course for free. Now, the course itself is worth £150 once I sell it. So just answering this one question or asking this one question basically helps me out massively, because I don't want to leave anything out of the course whatsoever. So I'm making sure that the course is the best it can possibly be. And on that, it's going to help you out because you're going to get the course for free. As I say, the course is going to be called How to Reconnect with Yourself and Find Happiness Back in Your Life Without Worrying About Other People's Judgments. So, as I say, go to freedomlifeschool.com/free-live-workshop. And then, to tip it all off, once you do that, it sends you to a next page, which is actually a free gift that I'm giving away now, just to say thank you for taking the time today. It is a free gift that is an information PDF showing the 4 stages to success. Now on it, there is a link to all the books that I recommend, all the courses that I recommend that can help you out with happiness, wealth, health, and just pure happiness, basically. And you also get a 14 CD series of Your Wish Is Your Command. Brilliant CD series. So go and check that out as well. So once you've filled that in, you do need to put in your name and your email address. But it'll be worth it. Trust me, it will be worth it. So now, let's get into the episode now about creating happiness. I want you to think to yourself, today is the day that I'm going to choose happiness over other people's judgments. How many times have you said to yourself, I'm going to be happy once I can achieve this, or I'm going to be happy if I can make this happen in my life? So really, you're already looking towards the future when you should be looking towards the present. The time to become happy is today, right this second, right now. I remember the first time that creating happiness became one of my top priorities. And this was when I started on the path to finding like a better life and becoming better. And one of these books that I read were called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. This is by Dr. Joe Dispenza. In the book, it talks about how your brain lives in the past, the emotions. So if you think about it, when you've, say, done something that you're not very proud of, or someone else upsets you, you end up thinking about that thing, and then it creates an emotional connection into your brain. And the more you think about that one simple act, the more and more it gets imprinted into your brain, the more the neurons connect together. So then you're going to create that emotion constantly. And then if you start thinking about that more every single thing every day, then obviously you're living it in the emotions of the past, because that happened in the past, but yet you're still thinking of it today. And then you'll be thinking, I hope I don't get that same feeling tomorrow. So once you actually think about what you're doing, you're thinking, oh, I'm actually living in the emotions that happened years ago. Like you might have had a trauma that it might have been seriously bad, but because you've then carried on with that trauma over the years. It's just become your identity, so you now portray that identity. So that could be fearful, insecure, that could be judgmental, that could be anything. So all them feelings that you had before have now created the personality that you've got today. But like anything that we create in life, so we can change, we can mold, we can make into ourselves. So I started reading this book and I realized that I was living in the emotions of the past, and I didn't realize that every day I weren't becoming my best self. I was waking up miserable, I was unhappy, I had to go back to working for someone else, which I wasn't happy about doing, which then kind of made life even worse because I was a personal trainer. I managed to get that bit of freedom, that my being my own boss, but I couldn't make it work. At the time, I don't think I was smart enough. I'm going to admit it. I don't think I was smart enough to be able to be self-employed because I didn't know what it took. I just did it on a whim, jumped feet first into it, and I failed. I'm happy that I failed because then it brought me to the place I am now. But I can't live in the past of thinking, oh, well, I failed that time, so I'm not going to try to do it again. So I had to go back to work. I remember it clear as day. I was working at, like it's a chemical waste plant. You cleaning these IBCs, taking labels off. You were cleaning the outside of them. You were making sure the QC checked. That place absolutely stunk because it was just old water that were getting cleaned. It were like chemicals inside it. It was just, it wasn't a very nice place. Throughout the summer, it was red hot. You were working, you were like proper sweating. Through the winter, it was freezing. You literally had to rug up proper warm. So the place itself wasn't the most ideal place, but I used it as an opportunity to better myself. So once I took the steps to breaking the habits of being myself, that was the first book that triggered that aha moment. Then, as time went on, I learned more and more and more about other ways to create happiness, and I realized that I'm the only one that can create true happiness within myself by using what makes me feel happy and fulfilled. I used other people's tools, which is great. I haven't used them particularly to make me happy. What they've done is create happiness in themselves. So I've learned from books or courses or whatever there is out there to then create happiness within. So I've used their tools to manifest, to make, to create, to mold my own way of doing things to make me happy today. Now, the best way that I've found to create happiness is the way you wake up in the morning has a massive impact on the rest of your day. So I wake up in the morning, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Some people think, oh, that's too early, that. But I'm actually a naturally morning person. Some people aren't a morning person. They need to get up 10 minutes before they need to go to work, rush out the door and go because they need that sleep. Some people are night people. They stay up later, get up later. It's just one of them things. We can't change our genetic makeup in that way. I personally have tried going to bed later. So I've tried going to bed at 12, 1 o'clock and then getting up a bit later. But for me, I'm too tired at night to do anything. And in the morning, I'm just grouchy and grumpy because I feel like I've got up too late. I feel like I'm wasting my day. So then I flipped it around. I've gone to bed early. I got up earlier. And now that suits me perfectly. So it seems such a trivial thing, but it's such a massive difference in your life once you figure that out. Like with my girlfriend and me, with two different aspects on that. Our lass has got a disability. She's got ME, so she needs to have as much sleep as she possibly can anyway. But even when she didn't have it, she was more of a later person, so she used to go to bed a bit later. She's one of these people that has to, as soon as she finishes like the day-to-day stuff, so like all the tea at night, sorting out the kids, getting them into bed, and then getting the last bit of cleaning or whatever doing, she needs to then sit after a shower, sit down, relax, and watch a bit of TV to unwind before she can get to bed and actually relax and go to sleep. Whereas me, on the other hand, I can literally finish tea, have a shower. If it's 8 o'clock at night, I'm tired, I can go straight upstairs, get into bed after, clean your teeth, whatever that is. Get into bed, sleep. I'm asleep straight away. There's no messing about. I don't need to unwind. I don't need to anything. I can literally go straight to sleep. So these small little things can help you out in a big way. If you're one of these people that needs to unwind at night, try and sit down a little bit earlier, and then maybe if you need to go to bed a bit earlier, you can go a bit earlier. Or if you're one of these people that stay up, then stay up. If it suits you and you know you can get the most work done at night, or the most things done for you at night, then do it. Same as in the morning. I like to get up at 5 in the morning because I feel that time no one else is up, no one else is going to distract me or disturb me. I can get up, crack on, get things done. So I get up straight in the morning, 5:30. I go to the toilet, clean my teeth, do some meditation, either visualization, meditation, whichever one I fancy in the morning. Then I start reading. I do at least 20 pages. I'm reading 2 books at the minute. I try and do 2 at once. I'm a bit weird like that. I don't like just reading one book. It actually bores me just trying to focus on one. Whereas if I get 2 that are like different, then I'm getting like 2 different concepts. So one doing one thing, one doing another. Like at the minute I'm trying to do copywriting, another one to do with business. So they're sort of intertwined but different. Gives me a bit of variety between them. Read about 20-30 pages of each book. Then I get up. Then that's when I start my day. I'm like, right, that's it. Now I am in the right frame of mind. And I start figuring out what I'm going to do for the day. I start writing a list down, all the things that I actually need to do for the day. What's the top priority? Which is the ones that can be least priority? And then start off. That's it. That's as simple as that. Then once you know you've got that list, you know which is your priority, what things you need to do for that day. So then you can set like specific times, and you can set like, we can sort of like, if you've got a partner or kids and stuff like that, you can kind of work around spending time with them as well as doing what you need to do. There's nothing. I've fallen into this trap loads of times where because I was working full time, I was getting up early. I was helping the missus out before I went to work, so I didn't really have a lot of time to do what I needed to do in the morning. And then I'd go to work all day. I'd come back. Well, I'd go to the gym after work. So that was like every day, Monday to like Thursday. And then again on Saturday, I went to, not work, but I went to the gym. So I was at the gym every night. So I'd finish work, get to the gym about 4:30. By the time I get home, it'll be 6 o'clock. So this is the time I've been out from about 7:20 in the morning, got home at 6 o'clock at night. Then I'm helping missus out with the tea, helping with kids, spending time with them. And then by the time it's finished, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And because I'm getting up early, I need to go to bed a bit early. So then I'd spend like half an hour, maybe 45 minutes on some work, and I weren't getting very far. So that was making me unhappy. That was making me feel like I weren't progressing because I weren't feeling like I was getting very far. And at that time, I weren't writing down the list. I weren't writing down what I needed to do for that day. So I was coming into it. I was spending that half an hour, 45 minutes, really just plodding along, not really knowing what I was doing. And it didn't seem like I was getting anywhere. So I was frustrated. I was angry. I was starting to resent my missus. I was starting to resent the kids. And it wasn't a nice place to be because you feel miserable inside that you're not fulfilling your true self. But then you're also resenting other people. So you're resenting the people that you love, which then it brings a whole another ball game of frustration into your life and like unhappiness and stuff like that, because you don't want to resent them, but you want to try and get on in life. So this is when I found out to write lists were perfect, because it means I could do a couple of lists night before, right, next day, right, straight away I could do a couple of things in the morning, done. Right, when I come home, help out, then I know what I need to do when I had that hour or 45 minutes at the end of the day, and I could just get straight on and do it. So just small little things like that can help you out massively. Now, also about creating happiness is what you truly passionate about doing may not necessarily be in alignment with other people's happiness. So the best way to go about that is, if they don't particularly like what you are doing, then you just have to keep it to yourself. I know it may be hard, or especially if it's a loved one, if it's a friend, then you just be like, right, okay, fair enough. I'm just gonna not be your friend. You can just go, just leave us. I'm not even bothered. But if it's a loved one, like me and my girlfriend share quite a lot of different views. I'm quite, well, now, I never used to be. Now I'm a lot more positive. I'm a lot more outgoing. I'm a lot more just like a lot more different than I used to be. And it does cause a little bit of friction because it's like a new thing and it's something that we both need to adapt to. And my missus doesn't really necessarily want to hear it. So it's about trying to find that balance between like keeping the happiness, basically. You want to stay true to yourself, but you don't want to force your opinions. You don't want to force your beliefs on someone else that doesn't believe in exactly the same as you. So this is where it comes down to finding happiness, finding people that fit you. So you can go out and make new friends, and you can socialize with others who have the same mindset. This is what having a mastermind or a group or a mentor or someone like that in your life that you know you can look up to, support. You can all group together and you can all bring happiness together. It's not like you need to be by yourself and do it. Just finding people who inspire you, who bring the best out in you, who want the same as you, and just connect. That is one way of making happiness in your life even better. Right, that's it for today. I've yabbered on for quite a bit. So what I want you to do is go to freedomlifeschool / free dash live dash workshop. Fill out the question for me. What is your number one question to creating a life of happiness and fulfillment? Press submit and it will help me out massively. And I tell you right now, once the course is finished, you'll be the first to get it, to experience it, to know what it's like. Then you can give me feedback, and then I can, if I've got to improve it, if I've got to change it, then I'll do it, and then you can have it again. It'll just be ongoing until it is absolutely perfect, and it is making your life fulfilled and happy, basically. And then once you fill it out today as well, you also get that free gift today. What is going on? I'm just giving value out there all the time. Right, anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate you listening to me when you could be spending your time doing other things. So I am happy knowing that you are listening to me and trying to improve your lives, because at the end of the day, we've only got one life. Let's just live it. Let's live it the best we possibly can. Right, guys, see you in a bit.